Hello and welcome to the Stephen Mendes channel. Thanks for watching my show. Today I'm going to be talking about the iPad Pro, the 12.9 inch iPad Pro. And this iPad I purchased for educational purposes to help me create YouTube videos for my students at the university. The large and heavy 12.9 inch iPad Pro is a monstrous beast and rather heavy, and you may decide, and we will discuss this in another video, whether you can get by with the smaller 10 inch version. However, I purchased the Survivor Slim case by Griffin Technologies, and that allows me to use the keyboard as a cover. Okay, so I have the smart keyboard, and here you see it covered. Here you can see it open. We can open up the cover or even take it off altogether, since it's only held on magnetically on the side. And if you look here, you'll see that the screen protector that comes with this Griffin case, the Survivor Slim case, is very reflective, much more reflective than the keyboard itself. As you can see, the lines that you're seeing on it now are actually in the roof. So they're being reflected as I move around. I'm not really too happy with this reflective aspect, and I think many other viewers won't be as well. But the thing about it is, the majority of cases that come for these devices are a compromise anyway, because once you move from the beautiful oleophobic coating that the iPad has, you are going to, in most cases, go for a much shinier, more reflective screen. On the plus side, the screen does not interfere with the use of the Apple Pencil, which was the primary reason that I bought it in the first place. I'm getting the total sensitive sensation of the Apple Pencil. Even the slightest touch produces a mark. Is absolutely no degradation in using this cover over the screen as far as the pencil use is concerned. And the ID, the Touch ID, still senses my finger mark perfectly okay with the two fingers that I have registered for turning it on and off. So that part of it is a reassurance for those persons who might be considering this case. The case is also tested so that it will sustain a drop from 4 feet. And you can check that out online as well. Now, I reasoned much over the case before making a purchase, because I really didn't want any case at all. I was so enjoying the tactile sensation of my device that I would have been quite happy to keep it in its naked state without putting it into any kind of a case. But when you spend that kind of money, you do need to protect it in some way, and other users convinced me that I really needed some kind of a case. For other users who may be considering this case, we just open the sections and fold out the smart keyboard, as you can see here, and in this configuration we use the stand that came with the case, as you can see here at the back, to keep it up. This is a slightly different mechanism of holding it up than was really intended by Apple when they designed the smart keyboard as a support stand. And as a result of this, instead of the iPad sitting in the magnetic slot here, they have to provide this magnet. Notice this little thing here is actually a little bar magnet. And when we have it turned on and we want to activate the keyboard, we can slide this in the groove over to the edge. I just slide that in that direction over to the edge, and I activate my keyboard. And of course, I don't have to have the keyboard here if I'm watching the video on it, or movies, as you can put it on the stand without the keyboard. And as I said, you can simply pull the keyboard off altogether if you don't want it, or if you don't want to buy a smart keyboard, you don't have to buy a smart keyboard. But the smart keyboard provides a cover, which is convenient when carrying it around, and can come in useful if you plan to use it to enter letters or whatever. In this shot you can see that I've removed the cover entirely. The smart keyboard has been detached and it's just held along this edge of the iPad with a very strong magnet, which is great, except that of course if the thing drops it will also separate in a hurry, because the magnet is strong for everyday use, but you can still pull it off without damaging it with the greatest of ease, which is convenient because you may not want to be having that cover on it at all times if you want to use it in a normal mode. Now, as you can see as you inspect the case, apart from the front part of it, and the side does look slightly naked with that keyboard cover removed, and the back has the stand. As you can see, it's a nice thick thing and it's buffered at the edges so that it will support itself in the event of a fall. You won't shatter your iPad, and the camera is there quite embedded within the rubber. A nice rubberized feel it has and seems to be quite sturdy. So if you want this case, go right ahead. There's many others to choose from, but I bought this case. Okay, now we're going to deal with the Apple Pencil and how to use it and how well it works in subsequent videos. We can't do everything in one video, but what we want to look at now is the apps that you need to make your iPad productive. If you're going to be using your iPad for beautiful graphics and digital art with the Apple Pencil, the first thing you should do is head over to the iStore and buy Procreate. Notice Procreate below. This is the absolute best program you can use for digital art. Other programs, apps that I got from the iStore was Doceri. Doceri is the thing you need to be able to make your educational videos. And then of course I bought the Roland VR09 editor to use with my beautiful Roland keyboard in editing the synthesizer patches. I got Sky Safari for my astronomy to show us the night sky and identify all the objects. And GoodNotes. GoodNotes would be your best app to get for actually doing note-taking, whether you're a university student or a lecturer preparing notes to the class. You can't do better than GoodNote. Notice I've also got Google Photos. I am using the Google Cloud on all my devices. I settled on the Google Cloud storage, which of course is another set of videos to examine cloud storage providers and what's good about them and what's bad about them. But I settled on the Google because it was the best one for me in both my PCs, my Android devices, and now my iPad. So I've got Google Photos as well, and that helps me to store and keep track of all the photos that I may take on all platforms. And there is the symbol for Google Drive, okay? Google Backup and Sync. It used to be called Google Drive. It's now Google Backup and Sync. Okay guys, there are the music apps that you need. Capture Duo is the one that is free, that is by PreSonus, that goes along with the piece of kit that I just showed you, the Audiobox iTwo. And the other two, Auria Pro, A-U-R-I-A Pro, and Cubasis 2 are professional audio music making production apps that are not cheap on this store, but will definitely help you to get a very pro music production going on your wonderful new iPad Pro. So folks, that's it for now in this video. As you can see, we have a lot of future possibilities and we have enough information to be able to keep producing videos on these topics alone for the next 6 months. But there's so many requests coming in now for specific videos to do with hardware synthesizers as well as other gear that we're going to have to increase our video production rate to be able to keep up with all the needs of our many fans, users, supporters and friends. Thank you for watching the Stephen Mendes Educational Channel, and we'll see you soon again.